presented by Ford.
Well, if that was a Super Bowl preview, we are in for a good one. Buffalo comes back, but just short. 13-12, Philadelphia gets the win. That also means that the New England Patriots have won the AFC East. Before we get to all that and what has happened here in Week 17, I want to ask you guys, show of hands here, who agrees with them going for 2? You're the only one. Why?
Well, first of all, I think they had momentum. They were down there.
Yeah.
And look, the last play, he's wide open. He's wide open. Josh would tell you he's wide open. He missed him. But I would have gone for 2.
I wouldn't have. You know why? Because if you first of all, you make the extra point, it's a mute point because they kick another one and win. I wouldn't have gone for 2 because they had momentum, which meant just kick a field goal, extra point. Go down there, put your defense back on the field, put your offense back on the field, and win the game that way. I just think there was so much at stake for these guys to.
There was a lot of more. To your point, Philadelphia's offense hadn't generated much of anything in the second half.
Nothing in the second half.
And it was Buffalo in the second half. So they did have the momentum.
Yeah, what about position changing, though, in standings? Does it matter one way or the other?
Here's the other question.
Other than New England?
Let's say they kick it. They flip the coin, and they get the choice. Buffalo. They take the ball.
Take the ball?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of if.
Yeah.
With that.
That's an interesting question.
Here we go.
I was going to say the Buffalo had momentum going on the offensive side of the ball. Those 2 final drives, they finally went down there and put up points, and it was having consistent first downs. And on top of that, Howie just brought it up. I mean, Philadelphia Eagles, their stat sheet was completely the same after the first half and then after the second half as well. The Buffalo Bills defense stepped it up tremendously and was stopping this offense for the Eagles on every given basis in the second half. They should have brought that into overtime, and that's why I think they should have kicked the extra point.
And if
well, there was no question that they wanted to go for 2. Immediately 2.
But if you're Buffalo, you got to be frustrated because you had so many opportunities in this game where you had 4th down play, you missed the extra point, you had the field goal position, and Josh got sacked for 20 yards. There were so many opportunities for them to win this game. It's almost like they almost didn't want to win the game for some strange reason. But I mean, I still think Buffalo's a tough out. I don't think if they in the playoffs, I think anybody they play is still going to be a tough out. It's not going to be an easy team to just beat and run over. This play right there took them out of field goal position, and that would have changed the outcome of this game as well. But, yeah, second half was all Buffalo. First half was all Philadelphia.
You know, it's hard to talk about Philadelphia's defense when they gave up 331 yards and 2 touchdowns late. But the defense held them to a shutout in the first half. Jalen Carter comes back for the first time, makes a big block on special teams, but his defensive presence big. And their defense wound up, in the end, I guess you could say, winning this game for them because they kept Buffalo in check until the end.
And they talked about it during the game, Tom, and they talked about it during the game. Vic Fangio defenses, you can move the ball from 20 to 20, but, you know, in the red zone, they're very good. And I think throughout the course of the day, the Hunt here, they're so versatile. They're backers, they're defensive ends, they're pass rushers. And again, he's trying to make a play to the outside. Not really. They're great tacklers. Fumbles the ball there. Looked like maybe it was an incomplete pass. Turned out to be a fumble. Here again, he drops back. Carter back after missing 3 games. He looks as quick as could be.
Yeah.
You know, so that defense is special. They've been special all year with the exception of the Chicago game.
They tackle extremely well.
And one guy who tackles a lot for that Eagles defense, Zach Bond, spoke just moments ago with Aaron Andrews.
The PAT that was blocked, that was on special teams. But then also Josh Allen got sacked. They were in field goal position. He had that 18-yard sack that he took that put him out of field goal position. That could have been another 3 points. And then obviously the 2-point conversion at the end of the game. And actually the play call was great. The guy was open. Josh Allen just didn't make the throw. That's not typical for him to do. He usually comes through in those clutch situations. But it's rainy out there. The ball's a little slippery. I mean, maybe he was a little tired or something, but overall, you got to score
ankle
points.
Injury, and he's moving to his left. Maybe he couldn't slip.
But you got to score points in the red zone when you're down there.
There's only one other quarterback in the NFC, if Philadelphia moves forward, that can give them fits. Is going to be an athletic quarterback. Who would you think that would be? The guy in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's the only. That's the Josh Allen comparison as far as mobility, athletic skills.
Can I ask a question? When we talk about should it momentum and should they have done it or kicked it or not, how many yards do you think Buffalo's defense gave up to Philadelphia's offense in the second half?
I know it was a 17 at one
50?
point.
Yeah, 16 yards.
Yeah.
16
Not a lot,
yards only.
So I said,
Kick
Philadelphia hadn't done much.
extra point, man.
So let me ask this. Philadelphia has won 3 straight games after losing that couple in a row. People are wondering, are they back? Because the first 2 were against the Raiders and the Commanders. By winning this one, is Philadelphia back or are they not? Because you sound like you're saying that Buffalo let opportunities slip by.
One thing they've really, you know, and I think over the last 3 games, we talked about them being maybe in the lab a little bit offensively. You know, it's like, who are they? What are they doing? Are they going to run the football? They're going to throw the football, crossing routes. What are the route combinations? What are the formations? They've been in 12. They've been in 13 personnel, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends. They've been in some bunch. They've ran a lot of crossing routes. But the big question is, when can they string together one full game? One full game as a team.
Look,
no, not the weather. It's in any weather.
No,
throughout the course of the season, it's been 2 quarters great, 2 quarters bad.
Yeah,
Well, if they want to have a deep playoff run, they're going to have to string together games. But I've been talking to Philadelphia Eagles fans out there, and they keep saying, hey, we have everyone where we want them. They keep guessing what we're going to bring to the table every single week, and then boom, when the playoffs come, they're going to put it together. So let me tell you, the fan base is very happy whenever I talk to a fan that's a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, TB.
Listen, defending that title, world champion, is hard to do. And I've said this a couple of weeks ago on this show, is that the Eagles right now said this morning, the Eagles, to me, were the most complete team. I think they are rising to the occasion. Today, I don't care how they won, they won. That's all that matters. Nobody cares.
And that's what they say.
Yes. Now we get to the playoffs, and I promise you, all these rookies out there that think that the NFL is fast when they get there, wait till you get to the playoffs. It goes to another level. How, I don't know. And I'm just saying to myself right now, Philadelphia has the skilled people, has the defense. I think of anyone in the NFC to take it up another notch. They know how to do it.
They have the experience as well.
But you can't wait to get to the playoffs and all of a sudden go, we're going to come together. It doesn't work that way, because as much as you say we come to the playoffs and guys rise, well, the other teams rise up too. And to be honest with you, I think a team like Seattle, a team like the Rams, those teams may be as talented, if not more talented, and more hungry, because they don't have a championship. And Philadelphia, you got one.
Bears?
Chicago? These teams are hungry.
49ers?
I don't agree with that. They're just going to rise up.
Here's the thing about the 2 teams. A couple of the teams you mentioned. One, San Francisco, I get. Rams, I get. Been there, done that. They've got guys on offense in particular that have been there and done that. Now, not San Francisco hasn't won a Super Bowl. The Rams have won 1 Super Bowl. I'd say when you're talking about Chicago and you're talking about Seattle, haven't been there and done that. So how are they going to react in the playoffs? And it's I say you could flip a switch. It's, you know, for somebody who hasn't been there, as Terry pointed out, it does go way up.
But at one point, Philadelphia hadn't been there.
Right.
At one point,
no question,
all of us hadn't been there. But we got it together at the right time, and we got there.
And at this point, Philadelphia is still behind both Seattle and Chicago, meaning if they go into the playoffs like this, Philadelphia would have at most 1 home game and then have to play those teams on the road. Much more to talk about. We continue.